Put a little bit of the rub, nigga, I gotta be safe.
Let's get to sports talk.
Around that time where head coaches need to keep their head on the swivel because the Turk is coming. And so right now we're going to throw out our top 3 coaches that have the hottest seats in the NFL. Now at number 3, a guy who I hate to put on this list, but I think just based on the market alone, he's definitely up there, and that's Anthony Lynn with the Los Angeles Chargers. I know he's been dealing with a lot with injuries, Melvin Gordon hang out and all that stuff, but when you're in that LA market, dog, you got to produce on an annual basis or you up out of there. Number 2, Matt Nagy, and I feel like we talk about Matt Nagy every week, and it's going to stay the same. I mean, that Trubisky issue isn't going away, and I think until they get rid of him and my man Ryan Pace, Chicago's not going to have any sanity up there in the Windy City. And number 1, of course you know who I'm going with. Say it for me.
Jason Garrett.
Yeah! Jerry Jones had that steam heat coming from his undercarriage after that loss to the Patriots. And so, man, Garrett, he said that he's looking straight forward, but I'm telling you, man, his antennas better be.
Anthony Lynn, I feel like he's not going to be on the hot seat. He might be because of how the season going. You can't really just blame him for real. Like, his quarterback ain't been playing good this year. So, he might be on the hot seat because of how the season going. They sitting at 4-7 right now. And teams that's in LA don't survive that long. Only one survive in LA is Sean McVay because he still got his team a winning record. And then Lynn, that organization probably feel like we need to take another step, but they took a step back. They thought that they capitalized from last year, but they didn't. Man, Nagy, I think he's going to lose his job. Because it seems like they decreased. They had them on the Super Bowl list this year, but the team wasn't playing well. Trubisky, he decreased from last year. He had a good year last year. This year, he's back playing average. And the defense still playing good. It just, he ain't helping them out. Mr. Trubisky, still a good quarterback to me. But at the same time, they want to see, can you take that next step for them? It's up to Matt Nagy to coach him up right. Instead of him having him in the pocket so much and know that's not his game. His game is to get outside the pocket. And he just took a step back this year. They thought they'd take the next step this year, but they didn't. Now, Dallas, Jason Garrett should have been gone 10 years ago. Because he holding Dallas back. Like, he just holding them back, and I feel like the moves he be making for this team is just making them lose games. Like, that game against New England, you don't kick 3 field goals when you're playing that team. You have to score. When you think you can kick field goals and play Tom Brady and think you're going to win, no. You lost 13-9. Your defense played extremely well, and the only thing you're going to show for is to kick a field goal. When you can be aggressive, when you at the 10-yard line, trust Dak Prescott to get the job done instead of you kicking field goals. That makes it seem like you don't trust him to get it done. You cannot go up there and just think you're going to kick field goals and beat New England. When they see you not being aggressive, they're going to play smart and run out the clock on you. His play calling is holding the Dallas Cowboys back.
On high alert because, if they get caught slipping on Turkey Day against the Bills, he may not even see Christmas.
That's really the big conversation. I mean, first off, if they do lose, you're right, that'll be a travesty. I mean, we know the Cowboys are as talented as any team in football, and the Jones family's had it. But at the same time, they're still going to be, in the lead or a chance to win the NFC East. So, yes, his seat is hot. I just don't know if it'll matter right now. Like, I kind of look at it like Jason Garrett right now. He's got to get to the NFC Championship game to save his job. If he doesn't get there, he's done. Yeah,
now,
I think so. I don't think
the NFC least is bad, but do you really see them having a path to go to the championship game?
No, well, I think they got the talent, and no, I don't. I don't right now.
So
Not with what I've seen.
That's why his seat is the hottest, because he's up out of there after this year.
It is the hottest. When you have this type team right now, it's on go now. This is your opportunity to win a Super Bowl. Not decrease. Only if they go in a division, because that division is not strong. So they only need a few games to win that division. But you have Prescott, you have Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, and you have Randall Cobb. You have Gallup, linebacker core, Vander Rush, Jalen Smith, Lee, Crawford, Lawrence, okay, there's his other name. But you have all that talent and you can't get the job done? His seat's been hot years before. But that's Jerry Jones' guy.
I hear you. Okay, so, I mean, his seat is hot. I just don't know if the Jones family will do it right now during the season. Okay. That's what I question. Now, your other two, I'm going to question those flat out. I think there's a lot hotter butts out there than that. I mean, first off, Doug Marrone's in trouble in Jacksonville, right? Pat Shurmur's butt is hot in New York. It's so hot.
Doug Marrone, he might be gone after this year. Jacksonville had one good season with him as the coach. And that was the year they could have made it to the Super Bowl until they had that meltdown in New England. He gonna be on the hot seat after the season. They might don't keep him when the season over with. Pat Shurmur, 2 years, haven't done anything yet. Haven't done anything. Still ain't had a winning season with the Giants. He might be done. Because he ain't getting the job done for New York. Now you have opportunity with a good young quarterback, Daniel Jones. Now you got to put the talent around him so he can be successful. Because he ain't getting the job done up there.
You touch the hiney. Actually, you don't want it because you might burn your hand. Okay? That one. Dan Quinn in Atlanta, I mean, I feel like that's like a foregone conclusion. Yeah. And then another one,
Dan Quinn. He's another one. That one Super Bowl loss to the Patriots, they just been losing 2 years in a row. This team this year, not even good. He might be gone this year. Because Dan's not getting the job done. That's why they trade away some of their players. That's why they looking to move Beasley. That's why they moved Sanu. Because they ain't going nowhere this year. And they might be looking for a new head coach soon. Matt Patricia shouldn't have had a job. I say that because how do you fire Jim Caldwell, who went 10-6? There wasn't no losing season. They just ain't made the playoffs. They was 10-6. And you fire him and hire a coach that still ain't had a winning season yet. Ain't even win 10 games yet. Last year they finished, 6-10? This year 3-7. On the verge of finish 3-9. And y'all still have him a job? He ain't even have a winning season yet. And you fire a coach who went 10-6 and he loses his job because they ain't made the playoffs? He should have kept his job. He went 10-6. Not no 6-10. 10-6. Matt Patricia is on the hot seat because he ain't getting it done right now for Detroit.
get a little worried about is Matt Patricia in Detroit.
Matty P?
Yeah, as much as I love Matty P, this is my reasoning. First, things are not going good, and then I also get a little scared of, like, ownership is very old, and I don't know if they have. I think they might have a quick hook there because they want results now.
You don't think the Stafford injury would help him? Because, I mean, when your starting quarterback goes out, I mean, I feel that gives you a little bit of leeway. But at the same time, we've been giving Chicago hell on wheels for not doing anything, and Detroit's worse than Chi-Town.
This is a great conversation. There's no doubt about it. And it's like, hey, happy Thanksgiving to all you coaches. We think you're going to get fired, maybe.
Tell me what you think about this real quick. Zach Taylor in Cincinnati night, and you know on social media they gave Hugh Jackson hell, and people didn't think it could get much worse than that, but then it did, dog. They're going back to Andy Dalton at quarterback, and that shows you how bad it is where we all know the Miami Dolphins are trying to tank, yet and still your team is still worse. Like, how?
They said Marvin Lewis the problem. They got rid of him, try to go young, and hire Zach Taylor. He doing a worse job than Marvin Lewis. The Bengals are saying that 0-11, y'all move on from Marvin Lewis and say he's not getting the job done. And y'all go with a younger coach who will have a good roster. This team ain't winning the game yet. Don't know what they want to do. They bench Andy Dalton, put Ryan Finley in, bench Ryan Finley, and start Andy Dalton again. Zach Taylor's running out of options right now. Don't go back to Andy Dalton. You got to make up your mind what you want to do. Y'all say Marvin Lewis was the problem. It don't look like he is a problem right now.
What happened?
No, they're horrible. They're hands down the worst team in football. And yeah, the Ryan Finley experiment didn't work. Zach Taylor was probably the biggest question mark of all the hires this offseason. But I think that he'll save his job, and I think it is the smart thing to go back to Andy Dalton because I don't think they can win a game with Ryan Finley. He's proven he is not worthy of that starting quarterback position. But I think the other thing that saves Zach Taylor is the Bengals are cheap. And they're not just going to fire him and pay him the rest of his contract. Also young, I think they probably give him another year. So it's a good conversation. I don't agree with your Anthony Lynn. I don't think he deserves.
I hope not.
I don't want to put him in that list. I think he's still a hell of a coach.
Absolutely.
He's dealing with a quarterback that's past his prime. It's over. This will be the last year of Phillip Rivers, and I think he's been forced to play an offense that he doesn't necessarily want to play there. I think they find a new quarterback in the offseason, and Anthony Lynn will straighten out the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah, but that's one thing for certain. If no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, then be waiting for Jerry Jones to treat Jason Garrett like a red-headed stepchild, because it's coming.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching.